The Compas are in the building still. You can tell behind us that they're starting to take down all the WrestleMania stuff. WWE is quick with that kind of stuff. If you guys can hear in the background, we Triple H is doing his press conference, but we're here to discuss with you guys what happened. Gilbert, what an eventful night.
Yeah, great night, great main event, and we actually have lights today. You can see our faces. We're not in the
Yeah,
dark. Night one, it was pretty dark, but they're trying to kick us out already. They're trying to break down the stage. But overall, a fantastic 2 nights of WrestleMania here in Los Angeles, and I'm still buzzing off of that main event, Fernando. I don't know how you felt about it, but I feel like it was a perfect ending. I know people have mixed feelings. We're all rooting for somebody. Everybody has a dog in the race, but I thought it was well done, well executed.
no, yeah, I mean, and it was everything that WWE has done up to this point, where you have Roman Reigns, he has the Usos, he has Solo, he has Paul Heyman at his disposal, and that's exactly what you got tonight. You got a lot of that. Cody was obviously by himself. He did get an assist from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, so that tells me that that storyline's nowhere near done yet. So it was interesting. I mean, interesting to watch those guys go at it. Interesting to watch those guys wrestle. It was it had that main event had everything. I mean, Cody got his entrance. The woes were loud. Yeah, I love it. I love when he walks in. Oh, boom! Like that stuff is fun. So it was a good entrance by him. And then Roman got his like Dago asked us. He's like, "Who do you think has a longer entrance? Do you think it's Roman or the Undertaker?" So that was pretty funny to see. But yeah, no, definitely, I enjoyed the main event. I thought it was really good. Um, a lot of near falls. Uh, I don't know what you thought. I mean, there was a lot of spears. There's Cody Rhodes bringing out the pedigree, bringing out his father's finisher, bringing out like a lot of different finishers. I thought it was pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, Fernando. First of all, apologies if it's a little too loud behind us. People are trying
Yeah,
to get out,
yeah,
and but we were so excited to talk about that main event. And like I feel like yesterday we were setting the table for all the matches,
yeah.
Fernando.
Tonight it
And today
was
was like just get to the point. The
yeah.
main event: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and yes, we saw right away people were trying to leave. Cody Rhodes did not win. You wanted the babyface, the hero, the new star of WWE to win that championship, to end the story the right way, right? The American Nightmare to finally win and be a champion in WWE. Get the family there in the crowd, taking off the belt, all that. So it was amazing. But that's what I liked about it. It was a little like, okay, it felt predictable. The storyline, the lead up to Cody Rhodes, being the champion. 945 days as a champion for Roman Reigns. It's got to end eventually.
Yeah,
And you kept telling me, you know what? In the back of my mind, I feel like it's gonna keep going some way somehow. And then you had the chaos at the end. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the Usos, Solo coming in, Paul Heyman. It was just chaos after chaos. And then you got the big dog, the chief, the head of the table, and Fernando. Finally, I did it. I acknowledged Roman
you
Reigns
did.
in person,
So did
and
Los Angeles.
and that background when you have right there, seeing the full kind of landscape of a main event with 81,000 people for an epic main event made it all worth it. But I get it. Some people are not happy with the ending, but overall, I was very pleased about the performance from both guys.
And it was just typical of what Roman has done so far. I mean, he needs his family, he needs the everybody to kind of help him out. He even said in his press conference, he's like, "I am the greatest of all time." He's like, "I am the one." He's like, "Nobody." Our Uncle Joe Reedy asked him, he's like, "Roman, is there like you're about to hit 1,000 days not seen since Hulk Hogan? Is there anybody that can stop you?" And he's like, "No." And he started naming him, him and Paul Heyman, John Cena, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes. Like they started naming everybody, and there just hasn't been able to anybody able to stop him. That's three WrestleMania main events in a row with the same championship that he just defended. And he said we're already thinking about Philly, so they have no intention of dropping those championships anytime soon. But like we've heard rumors that there's going to be a new championship, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship comes back or they design a new belt. It's going to be interesting to see what role that belt plays. If they're going to try and separate the belts and send one to SmackDown, one to Raw, or what they're going to do with that. But definitely, I thought it was a good, very good main event. It just had everything. I mean, everybody really thought that Cody Rhodes was going to come out victorious. The only reason why I didn't, Gilbert, is because I didn't think an empire could fall in one day, in less than 24 hours. and the Usos lost their championships last night. I didn't think that Roman was going to lose. Like in less than 24 hours, both of them lose their champ. Like to lose four belts in less than. I mean, I just didn't think it could be possible. So I mean, unless you're Anthony Joshua, but I just didn't think it would be possible to lose those championships. So I thought, no, Roman's going to retain this, and I think he's gonna continue his reign, and he is. Now the interesting part is who's up next. Is it Sami Zayn? Is it um, Cody Rhodes again? Like who's next? And my other question is, will Roman Reigns be heading to Puerto Rico and defending it at Backlash, or will he be taking a break the way people have been saying? There's reports out there that he's going to be taking a break. So that's my kind of question moving forward. But Gilbert, I'm with you. I mean, and I'll have my grades out later tonight or early in the morning. And I thought this main event was an A plus. I really think that it was great. It had everything you needed it to have. It had a lot of fall counts that you're like, oh my god, here we go, boom, no. So definitely, and I mean, people here in the press box let us know exactly what their feelings were towards a lot of these near falls. So definitely interesting to say the least.
Yeah, Fernando, like you talk about when is the time to take a break for Roman Reigns, and listen to that press conference with Roman Reigns. It doesn't sound like he's going to do that anytime soon.
Yeah,
Him and Paul Heyman saying, or I think Roman Reigns to be exact, that they're in the third inning. They're talking
yeah,
baseball. Third inning of a baseball game is very early, so no stopping when you have both championship belts. The head of the table there, Roman Reigns. So we'll see what happens in Puerto Rico. But overall, I thought everything from Cody Rhodes coming back, WrestleMania, winning Royal Rumble and then get to WrestleMania, I think was really well done. And again, I just can't get over that whole main event, Fernando, because like you were mentioning when we were talking, man, Roman Reigns just perfecting that 1, 2.5 count, right?
yeah,
Not 3 count. He's
yeah.
getting the whole crowd into it. 80,000 people, excited, happy, mad, whatever. All the feelings were there, and we could see uh, KO and Sami Zayn coming out, the Usos coming out. So all that was pretty well for me. But it felt like a big time fight in Las Vegas. I've covered many fights in Las Vegas, being ringside, and you needed two superstars to headline a main event. And Fernando, early on in this card, I'm gonna be real, I was a little tired,
Yeah,
fatigued from the night
yeah.
one. How do you top night one and you lead up to that main event? They did it. And to have it in LA, 81,000 people, two headliners going at it back to back was amazing.
I think Bianca. I mean, we'll get into all those other ones, but yeah, no, the main event. They were they were hoping that the main event would definitely. Oh, here we go. The guy's asking him again about Endeavor. There are reports that supposedly WWE is going to be bought by the same company as the UFC, and they're going to combine. So that'll be interesting to see. But definitely, I really did think that they did. Triple H's. That's interesting. So definitely some interesting stuff. Just the dynamic of what they have built with Roman Reigns and the dynamic of what they built with the Bloodline has been incredible in the last 3 years. They really have taken their time. First, he battles Jey Uso, then all this other stuff. And the other thing is, Gilbert, like I was telling you, Roman Reigns perfected that false count. John Cena used to do it as well. John Cena was the one where here comes the hand and jumping up. Why? Because you have to give the illusion like you're gonna lose, and that's why he does such a good job against Logan Paul. Who really would have thought that Logan Paul was gonna beat Roman Reigns? But there was 2 or 3 times where he just right at the last second, boom. So definitely some interesting stuff there that he's perfected. But yeah, Gilbert, I'm definitely with you. I thought that was it was a slow start, but then I felt like these guys picked it up, and they picked it up for the better. I mean, they needed to kind of get it going. I feel like Bianca and Asuka kind of got folks going. I feel like that the I feel well. I mean, I guess let's get into it. The
Start the card.
Brock Lesnar almost. Why? I felt like Brock Lesnar and almost could have done more. Or, I mean, you could have put Brock Lesnar with somebody else. Almost just he's 7 for 3. I mean, they shouldn't be able to like. There's not guys that can move around, and it just felt stale with him. And then obviously, Brock is a machine. He was able to suplex him. And by the way, for folks who were asking, yes, he can F5 him as well. So that was pretty interesting to see. Where does almost go from here? I don't know. I really don't. Like, I don't know what they can do with him, but it's not like Braun Strowman where when he was with the Wyatt squad, like you could, or the Wyatt family, you could see that maybe he had a future in this company. With almost, you can't really see what he's good at or what he could do. He was just big. He just stood in there. He slammed him a couple of times, and that was it. So I just don't know what his future is. But Brock Lesnar, I'm sure he's going to be taking some time off. He probably won't be back till SummerSlam, probably. I'd like to see him and Gunter at SummerSlam. I think that'd be an incredible match. I feel like if you really want to put Gunter over, that's going to be one of the ways you do it. Him against Brock Lesnar and him defeat Brock Lesnar. But match one, I wasn't happy with it all. I don't know what you thought.
Yeah, you've been, I guess, talking. How should I put this for now? Talking about almost in a bad way. How about that? Uh,
And I don't mean to. I just it's my fair evaluation.
And the thing he did well was like being the big guy.
Yeah.
You never seen Brock Lesnar be such a small guy to somebody else. And the first maybe 5 minutes, you really felt that sense. Okay, Brock Lesnar might be outmatched here for a little bit. It felt like that. So he
Yeah.
did that pretty well. But then after you got into the match, all you pretty much wanted to see was Brock Lesnar drop an F5, get out of there, and be done with the storyline. So I think I told you for now after the F5 was executed, which is, you know, I will rate the F5 on that one like a
Well, remember he hit his back like you could
yeah,
tell.
so he was hurting. So
Yeah.
the suplex cities was pretty cool. So I think four
Four.
suplexes on almost. So you know to do that to such a massive human being was pretty cool. And then he dropped the F5, and to me that was pretty cool. But overall, that was about it. You wanted to see Brock Lesnar, the Beast, get challenged some way somehow, and he did that.
No, definitely. I mean, now obviously we move on to hold on. I got it right here. We move on to the women's four-way tag team match. Holy crap! Where to start with this one? I didn't feel like Ronda Rousey or Shayna Baszler did some stuff, but like I didn't think Ronda Rousey did anything. And then for her to end up winning, picking the match. By the way, she got booed. Like you could hear the deep boos, and this is her hometown in a sense. And people were booing her; they weren't happy with it, and she was talking crap. But if you've been following Combat Combos for a while, you know my feelings on Ronda Rousey. I think she's terrible on the mic. I think she's whatever's in the ring. I think she's. If people think that John Cena has 5 moves of doom, I wonder what they think about Ronda Rousey because she has 3 moves and that's basically it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. I thought this win was like okay, now it's gonna be them, probably them against Lita and Becky Lynch for the tag team championship. But I thought it was underwhelming. I didn't really. The match showed some good like Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan. Like you got some Natty doing the double sharpshooter, awesome. But still, I didn't like the ending, and I wasn't happy with it. I thought a lot of the women did a really good job, but for Ronda Rousey and her to win, I just thought it was whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad you highlighted the other tag team partners in that match because I felt like the match ended too soon. It was a little
Yeah.
too rushed. And the thing about being here, Fernando, live and in person, you get the full landscape view here of being at a stadium. You saw kind of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler just hanging around in like one of the corners. So they're
Yeah.
just hovering, waiting for their moment, and it was felt like it was going to be set up for them to just jump in and steal that match. And I thought they're gonna let it linger a little more. Let the other tag team partners, do their thing, showcase a little more. And then as soon as Ronda Rousey came into the match and you had the arm bar, whatever you want to call it, it was done from there. There you go. And they wanted to act like they were like, oh, there's this big bad group, but they were just waiting the whole time for the right spot, and that's what we got. And Fernanda, you're a tough critic. I'm gonna follow your lead, and I thought that was the worst match of the 2 days here.
Yeah, it was just. You know what? I thought I honestly was gonna rate Brock and almost worse, but that match was just
Almost.
yeah, almost. But that match was just it was bad. Like the ending just like ruined everything. So I was like, okay, I can't rate this match what I want to because I just thought they did a terrible job with it at the end. But it is what it is. The other match, man, Gun. Oh my bad. You know what? I have been disrespectful. Gunter versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus kind of got everything started. That was a very good match. I gave it an A on the Sporting Tribune. Make sure you go check that out. I will be doing grades for WrestleMania Day 2. I did grades for Day 1, so go check those out too. Um, Day two, man. I mean, the that match really got everybody going. I thought, Gilbert, those guys' chests were red. They were bleeding. Each guy hitting each other with the most that they had. I couldn't believe it. I don't know what you thought, but oh crap, that was extreme.
Yeah, it's a little hot in here, so I feel like my ears are red, but that's how red the chests
Yeah,
of these gentlemen were in that ring, and the chop after chop, chop, chop.
yeah.
And that one of the cool parts of that match, Fernando, was Sheamus. Was it the chops on? Was it Drew McIntyre? And
No, yeah, no, he didn't do a chop. He does
oh, okay.
the ringing of
Well,
the
close
yeah
enough. It's all
yeah
it's in the chest. They're getting hit, and so Paulie's gonna go. People were thinking he's gonna go to 39, WrestleMania
yeah
39. He
yeah.
got to like 28, and then Drew McIntyre just fell, and that was perfect, well executed. And you're right, Fernando. At that, I want to say the beginning of that match, I was getting fatigued. I was tired of from the day before. Maybe I'm showing my age. I'm okay. I'm done with this. Like it felt like a boxing card with a weak undercard. And you're just waiting for the big time main event with the superstars, and like you're at carne asada and you're trying to get your food and you're drinking beers with the buddies and you're ignoring everything that's going on down in the ring. But then those chops and whatever Shane was doing, I don't know what it's called, Fernando. That woke me up. And then Gunther doing his thing. Those three guys really set the tone for the night, and it was a little late, not too late, but it was a little
yeah.
late. And after that, you can't really complain. I felt like,
But the thing is, Gilbert, too, is that when are we ever at SoFi back to back?
yeah,
It's usually like the Chargers play or the Rams play, and that's it. We don't come back to SoFi for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. To come back to back here was crazy. And then obviously it's 5 hours that you're here, 6 hours that you're here. Usually, and that's so in the last 2 days, we've been here for about 14 hours, when usually we're here for about 11 to 12 hours in one day. So yeah, just craziness. But they no, those guys, all three of them killed it. Each one showed off their unique ability. I thought each one of them had a false count that you're like, oh, here we go. I thought all three guys came out with a good showing, which is positive because that's what you want from a match like that. You want everybody to look good. That's why the women's tag team match looked bad, because almost everybody looked good except for the ultimate winners, which was not cool. Whatever. I'm gonna get past that, but definitely Gunter he's a star, man. He's really about to take over, and he said he is already looking at WrestleMania 40. He hopes he main events. So, and the guy is just he's a beast. So I think he will. I think he's a special talent, and I really hope that WWE keeps on moving forward with him. And I think Triple H has done a fantastic job with him, and hopefully he keeps on elevating him.
yeah. Fernando,
Go
real
ahead.
quick to kind of, I guess, maybe close the chapter in the Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, whatever feud they had. They hugged it out in the ring. I think you caught it
Yeah,
at the end. To see that behind the scenes, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, having a hug there because that was such a thrilling match. At some point, like yesterday, like Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, they wanted to, show respect for each other. That's what you got from Drew and Sheamus, but there goes the ring right there behind us. But Gunther was way ahead in the runway because he has bigger plans ahead.
yeah, no, definitely. So it'll be interesting to see what he does moving forward. But Gilbert, Bianca Belair, and Asuka, they did a really good job. I felt like the match started a little slow. I felt like they ended up picking it up and they really got it going. And I thought they were really impressive.
Yeah, you're right. It did start a little slow, and maybe I'm a little biased here because I'm a big fan of Bianca Belair. So I was watching very closely, and I just was so impressed. And I'm not new to this. Like I know that she's strong.
Gilbert was nervous though because she brought out kids to start it off, and John Cena had brought out kids the night before and he
Oh
lost.
yeah, and he looked very poorly. But that was a cool little thing that she
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
think she
she
was
did.
talking about it was like the girls from Compton, like a
Yeah,
dance
yeah, yeah,
crew.
yeah, yeah.
To have that moment at WrestleMania was very cool with the twirl
Especially
with
for
the
them.
hair. Yeah,
Especially for them. I mean, they're definitely they got a treat, and it's awesome that Bianca decided to do that with her entrance.
and then to put on the show that those two women did. And again, she's the baddest, the fastest, the smartest, whatever you want to say, the EST of WWE. And I'm always amazed at how powerful she is, athletic. Like some of these, like ropes to kind of do a little spin, whatever she was doing, and just the strength. I think people were seeing like when she picked up Asuka for like a squat kind of maneuver thing,
Yeah.
the whole stadium was like, "Oh, here we go," and then boom. So I Bianca, man, she's a superstar, and everybody wants to see her win. Like that's what you kind of felt with Cody Rhodes at the end. People wanted that win for him. That's why they walked out. But Bianca has that on the women's side, where everybody just loves her, adores her. She can't do anything wrong, man.
No, no, and you're 100% right, and that's why This is, I think, her third WrestleMania and her third WrestleMania in a championship match. So kudos to her. She's 3-0. She's just a rock star. She definitely gets it. She knows what she's all about. The fans love her. She's so over. It'll be interesting to see what this year looks for her because she already went a full year with the championship. She won it
Yeah,
last year at
yeah,
WrestleMania, and she's had it a whole year. So we'll see what happens with her moving forward with that championship. But I'm definitely, I definitely think that she has big things coming for her. I think she's awesome.
yeah. But
Oh, Triple H just said no matter what happens, WWE is going nowhere.
okay, all
So
right. So is he still gonna have a job, Triple H?
he should.
Okay.
If Vince got rid of a lot of guys that Triple H loved, and now those guys he's brought them back, and those guys are stars. Sexton, what are you wearing? Jesus. Um, but definitely some exciting things from Bianca Belair. I can't wait to see what she does this year. Like I told you, it's just going to be interesting because she's a big part of WWE moving forward. They know she's a staple. Her husband Montez Ford, another staple. I think that he's going to have a huge year. So I'm excited for the EST. I'm interested to see what her next feud is because I don't think it's Oscar. I think you kind of turn the corner there and you try and see maybe an NXT person comes up, something. So definitely interesting. But yeah,
No, you got a good point there. What do you do next for Bianca Belair? And I can't really think about it right now, Fernando, especially because you got the divide there with the Raw and SmackDown. Like I don't know, is there one name? Maybe it's like a repeat could go back to. I'm actually very curious now.
I just think that Becky is involved in her tag team.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, Bailey
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Damage Control.
Yeah. He's
That might
kind
be.
of.
I mean, I know they've done it
Yeah, I
before,
was gonna
but
say, man, can
I
you go
think that'd
back to
be.
that a little
I
too
think you
soon?
can.
All
No,
right.
I think you
But
can. I
yeah,
think
she's
it
kind of this
because
heel face.
yeah,
So
because and then Becky has been intertwined with her for a while. So I definitely think they could definitely do something, and I think it'd be really good. But definitely, yeah, no, 100%. That could totally happen. Oh, right now on the TV, we're seeing Bobby Lashley. By the way, Bobby Lashley not having a match at WrestleMania. They brought him
oh
out.
man,
He brought out the trophy.
is that next?
I went, well, yeah. So this is the reason why it's next. I went through his Twitter and he was liking stuff where he was like, where fans were saying, I can't believe that Bobby Lashley doesn't have a match. And like people were like really crapping on WWE for it. Is it a storyline to go with MVP for bringing back the Hurt Business? That'd be pretty cool, but we'll see what happens. But this is why this is BS. So Snoop Dogg, we saw what happened last night. Pat McAfee comes out. The Snoop Dogg kind of gets the Miz to call to do an open challenge. Here comes Pat McAfee. He beats the Miz. Well, he did it again. Snoop Dogg does, and everybody's like waiting to see who's coming. Is it LA Knight? Is it Bobby Lashley? It ends up being Shane McMahon, and you're like, what? Like, why? So Shane comes out, they ring the bell. They start wrestling. Two moves in, Shane McMahon tears something. Some people think it's a shoot. Some people think it's real. The way Gilbert and I saw it, we thought it was real. Um, and the improv machine himself, Snoop Dogg comes in. And he's like, "What'd you do to my guy?" Punches the Miz twice in the face. Then does the worst rock bottom I think I've ever seen. Snoop Dogg's been he's a Hall of Famer. He's been in the WWE for years, and he doesn't know how to run the ropes. I don't know what happened with that, but hey, but he didn't run the ropes, and then he pins the Miz, and he ends up winning it. That was improvisation. Kudos to Snoop Dogg, because man, but it's a shame that it was supposed to be Shane McMahon that came out, and obviously Shane McMahon was going to get a match at WrestleMania, and Bobby Lashley didn't get one.
Yeah, besides the main event, this is the one I really want to talk about, Fran, because there's conspiracy theories out there. We
Yeah,
got to break it down. What happened to Shane McMahon's knee? Is what I saw out there in the ring, behind me. You don't make your knee buckle that way
yeah,
unless
no.
you've been practicing at home and you kind of figure it out. Maybe it was a whole kind of gimmick there, and they had to script it and they figured out How about we work the crowd here? Make them go on Twitter and figure out was that fake
And the
or was it
crowd was
not?
erupted.
And that's why
The
we're
crowd was happy to see him.
so it was when Shane McMahon came out. Yes, the song "Here Comes the Money" it gets everybody going. But then when he's walking down, he looks really old. I'm like, I want to see him go against the Miz. The Miz could, let's be real, he could beat him up.
And we had seen it before.
So yeah,
And he was exhausted walking down the ramp.
and then maybe it felt like, the Miz could finally win one here. He could beat Shane McMahon, and then it got into it and like, oh, he looks so old. And then I saw the knee buckle, man. I'm gonna say that was real. The injury there, and then the way to see the Miz kind of stall and look confused. I know he's a great, he's
Yeah.
Hollywood, right? The Miz
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
what to do, but then he looked a little surprised when Snoop Dogg came over to him and hit him in the face twice, and then Snoop Dogg was like, "You good, cuz?" So that was all felt like,
Yeah.
okay, Snoop knows what's going on there, and props to Snoop Dogg. Obviously, he has to work the ropes a little better, but he knows this is, like he said, this is our city.
Yeah.
He knows LA, and then when you're thinking on the spot there, like, how about you, Fernando? If you're in that moment, you're thinking on the fly, what move would you bust out to, end Miz there in the ring? He went with the people's elbow. What would you do?
Nah, that's what I would have done. You know why? Because everybody was hoping that The Rock would come out at WrestleMania. I thought it was the perfect move. I love how he threw his sunglasses into the crowd. That was actually pretty funny because The Rock usually does an armband. But yeah, I probably would have done that, or maybe a double. You hit him with the people's elbow, but then at the same time you go,
Yeah, it's gonna go with the.
just like quick, like you can't see me, and then people's elbow, like that would have been
He
a
did
perfect.
pause so much, it got me wondering what he was going with.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, what is he doing? But
Well,
but see, that's
what do you say? Is it real injury or?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's no way he got carried off, and then when in the video that I sent you, he's over here, and he's like he like lets go of a guy helping him out, and then he kind of moves his way down the stairs. So I don't think that's fake. You can't fake that. Like that had to have hurt.
So, what do you think the real outcome was supposed to be of that? Like, just
Shane McMahon beats
just
The Miz.
doing his
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
the
yeah.
punch, even the punches
Yeah.
are really old, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I think that's what it was supposed to be.
but
I think
it
was
worked
supposed-
out. Well, not for Shane McMahon. If the
Yeah.
injury is real, hopefully he's doing okay. But he's still told to be out there. But overall, I think it worked out in their favor because everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. But I mean, you just feel bad for Shane. But why put him in the position? Like he shouldn't have been there. But I mean, it's just WWE doing their thing. But yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know what other way to put it. I just thought it was pretty bad.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why him. Like
Well, maybe that's the only reason I kind of doubt myself of what I saw with the whole buckle there. But like, why would you bring him out? Like,
Yeah.
But again, he kind of does own the company a bit for now. He owns
well,
it for now.
yeah. But it was just it wasn't a good look for them. So definitely a bad look. But last match, Edge and the Demon go at it. Speaking of weird sequences, I I had gone to the restroom, so you go ahead and tell it.
Well, Fernando, when you say that, that match for some reason it's a Hell in a Cell match. You get excited for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
It felt like go get a snack, go to the bathroom kind of match, man. Because a lot happened. I mean, like we just went through the Bianca Belair, Shane McMahon coming out, the Gunther fight. So it was a good little stretch there, and it kind of felt okay. After 2 days of WrestleMania, you need a little break, and it felt like, man, because here you got to set up the Hell in a Cell, and it took a while. But then, yeah, I come back to my seat, and you see Edge throw a ladder to Finn Balor, and he didn't catch it. It hit him in the head. I guess the head caught it, and he stumbles back, and he just wasn't really moving, and it felt like, okay, something bad happened here. And you see Edge walking around the ring, trying to stall, buy time, because there were people looking at Finn Balor, and I think they were trying to stop the bleeding on the cut. So whatever he got stitches, I don't think it was a bandage, whatever they were doing, he bought enough time of just kind of being the crazy Edge, where his eyes just like. By the way, shout out to Edge because he has like these crazy eyes, like I'm gonna do something crazy here, which he did. He threw a freaking ladder at somebody's head, and he bought time. And when you have a Hell in a Cell, I expect big things. I expect something really good, well executed. But when that I guess that injury or whatever you want to call it, it changed it. But I liked how they adjusted. Finn Balor still gave a lot, and for the most part, I was okay with it. But it could have been a little better. But again, you can't be too mad about what happened in the ring.
No, yeah, and I mean, I watched part like well, no, I came back and I watched a good part of it. I just saw like blood on the
That,
mat,
that,
and I
that
was
looked
like,
like real
whoa, like
blood. Like I've
there
seen
was a
UFC
lot,
fights,
yeah,
and
like
that's what it looks like.
there was a lot, and I was like, whoa, I was like, okay, like I guess something really did happen, and then I saw on Twitter what happened. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm like, okay, now I understand what happened. So, definitely some craziness. I thought it was a good. I thought it was for what it was worth. I thought it was good. It's just night it was tough for night two to be able to compete with night one. Night one was just way too epic. I mean, it was like every sequence, like you couldn't even get up and go to the bathroom because of how good the number one night was. And night two didn't do bad. It wasn't a bad card. It's just that it did leave you kind of like, okay, night one was so good, but a credit to all the wrestlers. I thought they all did great. I thought they oh look who's coming, Uncle Joe Reedy. You want to say something?
Gotta clip them.
I gotta clip him.
Oh,
You
hi.
can't see him, but you can hear him.
Hello, friends.
You have to see him though. Look at that. Look at that.
Hello, friends.
Jim Nance.
So, a little bit of a shock with Roman winning.
That's your tribal chief.
Yes, but he'll have the first 1,000-day reign since Hogan.
Very good question, by the way. We shouted you out.
Oh, the to the wise man and the
Yes.
tribal chief. I mean, I think it'll be interesting with the story where they can take it and everything, because logically the next title change would be SummerSlam in Detroit. But after clipping Cody like this, where exactly can you go with this story? I think that will be the interesting.
I think I mean, and I was telling Gilbert, I think the best part might be for Roman to take 2 months off, leave, and let Cody try and rebuild himself. Let him try and fight. Maybe who knows? Maybe he gets the Money in the Bank and he says, you know what? Oh no, you can't go Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank for him. Like it's gonna have to be something different. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's gonna have to like let himself rebuild himself for 2 months, and then come out and say, "I'm calling you out, Roman. It's my time. I want you again at SummerSlam." And I feel like that would be a good way. But Roman kind of needs to disappear for Cody to be able to build it up again. I think.
Or, I mean, does this thing go on for another year and we get the rematch in Philly for WrestleMania 40?
What would he be at there? 1,400 days almost by the time
Be about 1,000,
200.
about, yeah, 1,200, or be about 1,250.
Wow, can you imagine that?
I mean, well, the interesting thing with some of these titles is Gunther's approaching 300 days.
Yeah,
Bianca's at a year now. I think what's very interesting among the fan base and everything now is you don't hear a lot of complaining about them in
No.
long title reigns, which kind of shows the charisma of the champions and everything. And and I think when it comes to heel, there's never been a heel like Roman Reigns. And I
No.
think I wrote about it earlier in the week where he's a well-respected heel, but I think due to the backstory and everything, and the fact is, I mean, even Paul Heyman said it. He's had murderer's row thrown at him, and he's mowed them all down.
Yeah.
Now, does Randy Orton somewhere return in all this, and the Orton Rhodes winner all of a sudden goes, into SummerSlam? I think that makes things interesting because we all know that tomorrow night kind of starts the new year with WWE. But if there's going to be a title change, it has to be done at SummerSlam because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen in the fall. They ain't gonna do it on Raw or a pay-per-view where football interferes.
So you're telling us that Bad Bunny will not be winning the Universal Championship in Puerto Rico?
No, I think there may be something with the Judgment Day and Latin
Ooh.
World Order going on.
That'll be interesting. I mean, that'll be hype. Gilbert, give your prediction. Is it gonna be? Does Roman? Who is Roman unseated at SummerSlam, or will we wait till Philly? What do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna go SummerSlam. I think it's time for a change. And I get Joe. You said he's a great heel. I love the main event. He is a great heel. And I left the question, by the way, you and Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, a nice little trio there of heels, by the way, Joe. But I think in SummerSlam, maybe sometime, maybe like Seth Rollins is doing pretty well. Like I wouldn't mind a little change there with a guy like that who's in a heater right now. So, another WrestleMania. is a long time. But what if he does lose at SummerSlam and you go back and maybe a triple threat match, Seth Rollins, maybe Cody Rhodes again?
Look at
I don't
that.
know, but
But also I think too, with the run that Gunther's on, when he eventually drops the IC title, he's going to have to contend further up the food chain too. So
They need to split the championships up.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's going to be an interesting next 3 or 4 months in and outside of the ring, especially if the Endeavor thing is
I
comes true.
I think I know. The Money in the Bank is going to be key to splitting up the championships. Money in the Bank only guarantees you one championship match, not two. They have two belts. That's the way you split up the Money in the Bank. Or the only other way I can see it is if at SummerSlam it's a ladder match, you're three-way in a ladder match, and Roman grabs one, Cody grabs the other one, they both fall down. They both grab a championship, and you split it that way. Either way, I'm good with. But I would love to see it'd be the Money in the Bank. Somebody tries to cash it in on Roman, and Paul Heyman goes and says, "No, no, 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 wait!" And Paul Heyman, being the lawyer that he is able to negotiate that it's only one championship. So, but I think we're being
I was
there.
gonna say
There will be a title change at Money in the Bank. Now, will it be men's or women's? And with the men's Money in the Bank, that was Theory, I think, cashing in on the U.S. title.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that was bad, but but you're getting Theory over and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where does that go?
Yep, Uncle Joe, thank you so much. That has been it for us. Here you go. That is
thank you, sir.
the last view from SoFi Stadium as Gilbert and I decide to
Look at that.
close this
They got rid of
down.
the WrestleMania, I guess,
They're
banner
quick.
behind us.
They're very
That
quick.
giant Oculus board.
Yeah, they're very
Fernando,
quick.
before we leave, I already got my LWO shirt, so I'm
There you
ready
go.
for Puerto Rico. Are we going to Puerto Rico?
There you go. I mean, if Bad Bunny invites us, I mean, if
There
we
you
go,
go.
we go party with Bad Bunny. But again, guys, thank you guys so much for checking out another live. We will have more on Comeback Compas. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys. Don't forget to check out everything Compas on the Beat, everything on the websites, compasonthebeat.com, compasonthebeatmerch.com. Get your hoodies, get your hats, get your shirts, get your stickers. And we appreciate it again. Thank you guys. And the Compas are out because it's not that we want to leave, but they're kicking us out. So thank you guys again and have a great evening. And that was your WrestleMania 2 recap. And you know what? Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Gilbert, ¿sabes qué? Vámonos.
Ya nos vamos. I see security guards all over, like we're Dominic over here. So,
Yeah.
ya nos vamos, pues. Vámonos.